round 2 of shoulder opening. So today again we're going to be doing, it won't be a full class, it won't be a flow of any sort. It'll just be drills that you can practice perhaps at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day, or even better, both. And I promise that you will feel so much better in your posture. You will feel so much better or more at ease in your practice. Even simple things like downward facing dog will just feel a little bit more comfortable in your body. So what we're going to need today is 2 blocks. And we'll get started just seated. So I'd like you to come onto your shins unless that's really uncomfortable, and you are going to bring your fingers to your shoulders and just to start to make really big circles with the elbows back. Noticing any clicks, any tightness. So with shoulders, I tend to get really tired really quickly in the shoulders. So it's really important to keep your energy up with your breath. So use your breath. Draw the oxygen into your lungs, into your belly. Reverse the direction of the circle. If you were going forward, go back. And if you were going back, go forward. Really try to get those circles as large as you can. Articulate the movement mindfully. Again, like I said, we want to keep that breath slow, steady, deep. Okay, for 3, keep going for 2, and 1. Really nice. Okay, release the hands. You can shake it out a little bit. I like between each drill just to really shake out the hands, shake out the shoulders, do whatever it is that feels good. Do a little dance, a little jig, and then we're going to move on. Okay, so we're going to bring the left arm up and behind the head. You're going to bring your right hand to the left elbow and just pull the elbow slightly behind the head. So for you it might be quite stiff and you might have the elbow slightly out to the left. Try as best you can to bring the hand behind the head. Again, soften your rib cage down. Now you can stay here if you like, or we're going to find a bind. Now for the bind, you can use a strap if you have one. You will hold the strap with the top hand. I'll demonstrate from behind. So what you'll do is you'll hold the strap with the top hand, like I said, and you'll get the left arm under, or the right arm underneath, and behind the back, and trying to grab your strap with both hands. Otherwise, if you don't need the strap, if you have a little bit more space in the shoulders, you might be able to do it with the full bind, reaching for fingers. Try to keep that left arm up and behind the head, so you're not allowing the arm to push your head forward. You'll notice with me, I'm trying to lift my chin away from the chest and almost push the head back into the arm to find that stretch in the right armpit, the right shoulder. Again, rib cage down, tailbone down. Breathe deeply. This can get really intense really quickly. So the less you breathe, the less oxygen you're going to have in your muscles, and the tighter they're going to be, the more they're going to contract. We want to lengthen and open. So breathe, space in. For 3. Breathe a little bit deeper. For 2. Push the head back into that left elbow. For 1. Slowly release the bottom hand, slowly release the top arm, and again do a little dance, make a little love, and opposite side. Okay, so right arm up, right arm behind the head. Reach for the elbow with the opposite hand. And again, try to direct it so that eventually our top elbow is in line with our spine. Try not to allow, if you're restricted in your shoulder mobility, don't force the elbow behind the head and then allow it to push your head forward. So don't worry if the elbow is out wide, you can leave it there. Eventually with time you will progress and you'll find more space in the shoulders. Okay, if you want to go for the bind, you can. Bringing the left arm down and behind the back, reaching for fingertips or for strap. Again, sit up tall through your spine. Chin away from your chest. Neck in line with your spine. Head over the shoulders. Notice if your breath has become slightly restricted or shallow, can you deepen the breath a little bit more? Breathe here for 3. Soften the jaw, relax the face for 2. And 1, slowly release the bottom, the top arm, and do a little swing from side to side through your upper body. Swing left and right. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is find our way into a downward facing dog. So I know that a down dog can be difficult for a lot of us, and try to listen to my cues and definitely practice your downward dog and not my downward dog. Our bodies are completely different, so they might look very different. That's very normal. Everyone's yoga practice looks different. So for down dog, start in a tabletop position. Spread your fingers wide, either index finger or middle finger pointing forward. Ground down through the knuckles, tuck the toes and lift the hips. So your down dog might have straight legs or you might have bent knees. So whatever you're doing, what we want to focus more so is on lifting the sit bones, finding that length through the spine. And now I'd like you to wrap your triceps in toward each other to externally rotate your shoulders. Draw your navel up and in toward your spine. And then we're going to make little pulses through the shoulders back toward your thighs. So slightly forward and back through your shoulders. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From there, I'd like you to hug the shoulders toward your ears and then slide the shoulders away from your ears. Slide the shoulders up toward the ears, space in the scapula, and then hug the shoulders down the back toward your lower back. Slide the shoulders toward the ears, space between ears and shoulders, hug the shoulders together. One more time, slide the shoulders toward your ears, and then slide the shoulders away from your ears. Okay, from here we're going to come into plank, and then we're going to come into forearm plank. So if you need, you can drop your knees again. And we're going to measure out that opposite hand to opposite elbow. So wrap opposite fingers around opposite tricep. So you get the hands touching the outside of your arms. And then keep the elbows where they are and bring your palms of the hands to the mat. Now option A is palms of hands flat to mat and your index finger as an extension of your forearm. This requires a lot of shoulder opening, so if you're still not there yet, you can always interlock the fingers instead. Knuckle to knuckle grip. So from here we're going to step back into a forearm plank. So step your toes back. Now you want to have a straight line from shoulders to heels. Engage your thighs, tuck your tailbone and lengthen through your tailbone. Belly in, space between the shoulder blades, so pushing the mat away through your forearms. Now from here we're going to walk the toes in slightly and come to our dolphin pose. So in your dolphin, I'd like you to tuck your chin, look back toward your thighs, and then we're going to walk back out into our forearm plank. So inhale, chest forward, forearm plank. Exhale, walk the feet in, lift the hips, look back, tuck the chin. Inhale, forearm plank, chest forward. Exhale, walk the toes in, lift the hips. One more time, walk the toes back, chest forward, forearm plank. Exhale, walk the toes in and hold your dolphin. So in your dolphin, again, it's very similar to down dog. You can have your knees as bent as you need, lifting your bum, stretching your heart back toward your thighs and keeping your chin tucked toward your chest. Hold it here for 10. Draw the belly button up and in for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees. Sit back either to child's pose. You can bring your knees together, arms back by your ankles. Take a moment to round through the upper back. Okay, and then from here, our next drill, we're going to come onto our bellies. So I'd like you to bring your blocks just as wide as your mat, so that they're actually off the mat, and they are just toward the front of your mat. Okay, you can bring them first onto the lowest level. Okay, and we're going to lie down on our bellies. So bring the crown of your head in line with the bottom part of the block. You're going to bring your arms out into a cactus shape, so you're bending at your elbows. Your elbows are almost in line with your shoulders. You can keep the chin to the mat or the forehead to the mat, which is a little bit more comfortable. If you want to look at me for our first round, legs are soft. We're going to lift our arms, elbows or shoulders, blades squeeze together. Then extend your arms forward over the blocks, and then bring them all the way back and down. Lift up, extend forward, bring them back, and release down. So really important that you know that the blocks are in front of your fingers, okay? I'm going to bring them onto the medium side to increase the challenge. Again, we want to make sure our fingers are just in front of the block so that we know we're actually bringing the arms over the blocks and not just into space, okay? So crown of head or forehead to the mat. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, slide forward. Inhale, back and down. 1. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward. And bring them back and down. Again, lift, slide forward, draw back and down for 3. Lift, slide forward, draw back, bring them down for 4. Lift, squeeze shoulder blades together, extend arms forward, bring them back and down. So try not to touch the block. Inhale, lift, exhale, forward, inhale, back, and exhale, release. Inhale, lift, exhale, forward, bring them back and down. If you wanted to try coming onto the higher level of the block, if you're really rigid like me, you can bring the blocks onto the highest level. Now this might not work for me, I don't know. We'll test it out. Bring the forehead to the mat. Lift the arms as high as you can. Bring the arms forward and back and down. Lift, slide forward and back and down. Keep going. Lift, slide forward, back, down. Lift, slide forward, back, and down. One more time. Lift, slide forward, back, and down. Really nice. Remove your blocks. Bring your arms again into a cactus shape. So again, your elbows are in line with your shoulders, and your hands are in line with your elbows. So you're creating a 90-degree angle. Now, I'm going to look to the left and bring my right ear to the mat. I'm going to push into my left hand and roll onto the outside of my right hip. Now, as I did that, my right elbow slid away slightly from me. The left foot can come just behind the right foot, or the further this left foot moves back, the deeper the opening in the front of your right shoulder is going to be. So you might bring the sole of the foot to the mat, that might be too much. You might just point the left leg back slightly. So just coming into any variation that suits you. We're going to hold it here. This should feel quite nice for your spine. You are getting a nice twist for the back and that relief for the front of your right shoulder. Breathe deeply. Notice where you can let go of effort, where you can allow the body to be supported by the earth, by the mat. the intention of deepening your breath ever so slightly at the top of your inhale. Draw a little bit more fresh oxygen in. A little bit more oxygen out at the bottom of the exhale, stale air, and then slowly we'll release all the way back onto the belly. So use your left hand as a brake pad to slowly roll down. So it's quite intense, so take it easy. We'll do the same on the opposite side. So bring your left elbow in line with your left shoulder, create that 90-degree angle with forearm and underarm, and then push into your right hand, slide over onto the left hip. So, left ear is on the mat. Again, you can do whatever feels good with the legs. The right foot could even be on top of the left. You could bring it just behind, staggering, or you can allow the right leg to move behind you, even bringing the sole of the right foot to the mat. Eventually, if you're quite open, you could even come into bridge position with the legs. But as always, try not to force anything. Try not to move with expectation. With expectation comes judgment. And with judgment usually comes either ego or disappointment, both of which will bring suffering. So just allowing yourself to be as you are in the pose, focusing on the breath, focusing on the sensation, seeing if there's any unnecessary tension anywhere in your body that you could make the choice to let go of. One more full breath in. Exhaling to squeeze all the stale air out, contracting the belly. And then slowly using your right hand as a brake pad to come all the way forward and down. Okay, onto the left. Bow pose. We are going to bring our heels close in toward us. Reach back for the outer edges of our feet with all 10 fingers. So with your feet, you want to hold on just below the toes, and you want all of your 5 fingers together, so no space between the fingers. From here, make sure your knees are hip-width distance, and I want you to kick from your inner thighs. So point your toes, soften your shoulders. And for this first variation, we're just going to kick back into the feet, and we're so kick back rather than up. So here, we're opening the shoulders, we're pressing the quads down into the mat, and finding that space in the shoulders for 10, 9, 8, 7, quads down, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release down. This time we're going to lift up, okay? So I want you to lift your kneecaps, lift your quads, and roll the weight onto your belly. Point through your toes, squeeze through your inner thighs, kick up and back. So here we're lifting the quads, we're lifting the knees. Hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Last time we're doing this. 5, 4, knees hip width. 3, navel to spine. 2, 1, release all the way down. Release your feet. Bring your arms by your side body. Look to the right. Take a break. Deep breaths into the back. Look to the left, right ear to the mat. Okay, and then from there, push into the hands, push up onto your knees. So the last thing we're going to do is either a bridge or a wheel. So I'll start in a bridge for my first one. The second one, you can do bridge again, or you can do your full wheel. I'm going to also demonstrate with the blocks for your full wheel, so that you can perhaps progress towards your Urdhva Dhanurasana if you haven't done it before. So you're going to come onto your back, walk your feet nice and close in toward your bum. Feet, it's really important that they're hip width and the knees are stacked over the ankles. Important that the feet are parallel, toes point directly forward. Walk your shoulders into the back a little bit, push down into your shoulders, tuck your tailbone, lift from lower to upper back. So from here, because we're focusing on the shoulders, I'd like you to try and interlock the fingers, walk the shoulders in a little bit more, keep the navel hugging in, keep the tailbone lengthening toward your knees, lift the hips, chin tucked toward the chest for 5, push down through inner feet, through outer feet for 4, shoulders squeezing down together for 3, 2, 1. Release the hands, release the shoulders, roll from upper to middle to lower back. Urdhva Dhanurasana, your full wheel pose. We're going to bring the blocks by our ears. This is going to help you with the wrist flexion if you don't already have it. So you can bring your palms either flat onto the mat by your ears, fingers pointing toward your heels, or same thing, you can bring the fingers over the blocks. Again, the heels of your hands are pointing, or the wrists are pointing toward the back of your mat. Set up your feet just like you would for bridge, just like we did. Feet parallel, toes point forward, lift up into bridge, and then push into the hands and come to the crown of your head. From here, then push into the hands and come all the way up into your full wheel pose. So you're either here on the blocks or your palms are flat on the mat. I'd like you to start to sway forward and back. So shifting the weight forward into your hands and then back into your feet. So we're bringing extra compression as we lean the weight over the wrists. We're bringing extra compression into the upper back and therefore opening through the chest a little bit more. Continue swaying forward and back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep the tailbone tucked, core strong. 4. Please do let me know if you found these drill videos helpful or if you prefer the longer vinyasa flow style classes. I really enjoy these shorter videos. They're really helpful. A lot of the time we don't have time in the flows to really break things down and to really take time to open a specific part of our body. So I like to incorporate these drills outside of my practice so that when I get on my mat and I flow, I feel a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more at ease in my practice and in my body. Okay, so hopefully this helped, and please do comment below. Please do subscribe if you are watching the videos, and perhaps share them with friends if you are enjoying them. Okay, thank you so much and see you next week. Namaste.